Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Today we're reading from the book of 1 Kings, chapter 3, and let's focus on verses 5 through 10. At Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream at night, and God said, "Ask what I should give you." And Solomon replied, "You have shown great and faithful love to your servant, my father David, because he walked before you in faithfulness, righteousness, and integrity. You have continued this great and faithful love for him by giving him a son to sit on his throne, as it is today. Lord my God, you have now made your servant king in my father David's place, and yet I am just a youth, with no experience in leadership. Your servant is among your people. You have chosen a people too numerous to be numbered or counted. So give your servant an obedient heart to judge your people and to discern between good and evil. For who is able to judge this great people of yours?" And now it pleased the Lord that Solomon had requested this. The theme of this chapter is wisdom. Solomon's request of wisdom is also a pattern of prayer for us. Number one, our true incentive to pray is the generosity of God. You see, we respond to God's offer to ask what I should give you because we know that He's generous. And while we are yet sinners, Jesus died for us, and that's about as generous as it gets. So number one, he prayed because God is generous. Our foundation of prayer is the faithfulness of God. He's generous and He's faithful. God can be trusted to be faithful. So why should we spend our time praying if God wasn't faithful to hear our prayers, and if He wasn't faithful to His word to those people who seek Him? And yet He is generous and faithful. You know, there's anxiety surrounding prayer, concerns the people and not merely ourselves. Listen to what Solomon is doing. He doesn't care about himself as much as he cares about the people. Solomon didn't ask for himself exclusively. He counted himself as one of the people. I am just one of the people, he says to the Lord. He wasn't elevated as some demigod among people, and that's the way the pharaohs were. That's the way the Caesars in Rome, they claimed to be gods. Solomon realized that he had been chosen from among the people to serve the people. And his request was solely to make sure that he was enabled to fulfill his obligation to the kingdom. You know, the goal of our prayers then is God's pleasure, not men's praise. There's something so pleasing about seeing someone that you love receive pleasure through your efforts to serve them. The goal of our prayers should not solely be our concern or our pleasure. We should always remain aware that it is God's pleasure that we are created for, so that not only can we be blessed, but that we ourselves can be a blessing for others. Part of reading God's Word is learning what pleases the Lord, and then aligning our lives and our value system to His requirements, the things which truly please Him. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Groundworks Ministries operates entirely through financial donations from faithful people like yourself. And if you're being ministered to through the daily teaching of Groundworks Ministries, and you would like to help us lead God's people back to the Bible, would you consider donating to Groundworks Ministries today? We need your support now more than ever. Donating is secure and it's easy at our website. Check us out at groundworksministries.com.